you love her madly? Don't you need her badly? Don't you love her ways? Tell me what you say. Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her daddy? Don't you love her face? Don't you love her as she's walking out the door?
Welcome back. This is Darkness Radio. It's a Supernatural News Night. Live webcam action going on here. Only 99 cents webcam with Mallie Fox right after the show.
Yeah, baby.
Huh? Come on, Mel. How do you think we're going to pay for food at Cooper if we don't get a little webcam
that
action?
Screen that comes out all of a sudden, it like freezes. It's like right here. You're like,
As you just all I can see is the top of your hands going, oh, they're so lumpy and toothless. Listen, actually, I got to tell you what, I'm feeling pretty good. After I read those emails, look at it. I mean, people are seeing me on video. Maybe the first time they've ever seen me. Kind of a pudgy, white, bald guy, right? You can understand why I'm single most of my life.
Stop.
So I get those emails. I start feeling, I got to be honest, I feel a little bit better. 2 women, they're foreign. I shouldn't have made fun. It was sweet that those 2 women, out of millions of men on Facebook, they pick me to write to.
Right.
They say, this is the man that I want to spend my life with. No other man. Me. I'm the what? What?
Dave, not so fast.
What?
We got a guy on the phone.
We got,
you're gonna
hello,
talk
this
to
is
him.
this is Dave on Darkness Radio. Who are we talking with?
Hey, Dave, this is Dylan.
Dylan, welcome to the show. What's going on, Dylan?
Well, I'm watching the live show and listening and enjoying it. And as soon as you read those emails, it just clicked in my head. I've gotten about 3, 4 of the exact same type of emails from yesterday to today.
You son of a bitch.
And
you bastard. How dare you steal my thunder?
Everything. I got one of them right here that I pulled up if you want to hear it.
Are you telling me that these women didn't pick me out of millions of people on Facebook to be their one only true love?
Either that or we're the same type of guy and we're just lucky. But
well, we are lucky.
With my luck, I'm afraid it's probably not that.
All right. Damn it. I was so excited. Thanks a lot, Dylan, for raining on my parade. Damn, Dim. I thought I had it going. Turns out they'll just write to any goofball on Facebook.
But the way Timmy was sounding, it kind of sounds like he was getting the same emails. He was just being a really good friend and not telling you.
Tim, you're getting the same emails Cecilia's writing to you? She's breaking my heart.
I didn't want to break it to you, Dave.
I
was really hoping you were working on your own little harem.
Is that a ball joke?
No.
Oh, harem. Okay.
Harem, not hair.
Hey, there's a new quantum camera capable of snapping photos of ghosts. Spooky quantum cameras that can capture images from photons that never encountered the objects pictured. Imagine that. By utilizing a process that Einstein famously called spooky, scientists have successfully caught ghosts on film for the first time using quantum cameras. The ghosts captured on the camera weren't the kind you might first think. Scientists didn't discover the wandering lost souls of ancestors. Rather, they were able to capture images of objects from photons that never actually encountered the objects pictured. The technology has been dubbed ghost imaging, and that's reported through the National Geographic magazine. You know, the ones that you used to look at behind the barn, Tim? The special African editions?
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Besides, I can't open half of them anymore.
The ghosts.
You just grossed him out there.
Normal cameras work by capturing light that bounces back from an object. That's how optics are supposed to work. So how can it be possible to capture an image of an object from light if the light never bounced off the object? The answer, in short, quantum entanglement, Mallie. I knew you knew the answer to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right at the top of my head.
That's where it was. Entanglement, of course, is the weird instantaneous link that has been shown to exist between certain particles, even if they're separated by vast distances. Much like Tim and I. We are one and the same, Mallie, connected like vast particles in an intertangled world of weirdness.
I feel like I'm watching sign language.
How exactly the phenomenon works remains a mystery, but the fact that it works has been proven. Quantum cameras capture ghost images by making use of 2 separate laser beams that have their photons entangled. It sounds dirty if you ask me.
Oh, my goodness.
Only one beam encounters the object pictured, but the image can nevertheless be generated when either beam strikes the camera. What they've done is very clever trick. In some ways, it's magical, explained quantum optics expert Paul Lett of the National Institute of Standards and Technology in Gaithersburg, Maryland. There is not new physics here, though, but a neat demonstration of how physics works. For the experiment, researchers passed a beam of light through etched stencils and into cutouts of tiny cats.
Oh, God.
And a trident that were about 0.12 inches tall. A second beam of light at a different wavelength form, the first beam, but nevertheless entangled with it, traveled on a separate line and never hit the objects. Amazingly, the second beam of light revealed pictures of the objects when a camera was focused on it, even though the beam never encountered the objects. Well, sure, because light is going through and light will refract. So if another light intersects it, any of the message that it's picking up, like a telegraph, will just refract it and send it on its own way. In your face, Mr. Wizard. In your face.
Science is hard.
I don't think so. I think I just cracked the whole nut right there, Tim.
Easy.
And it hurt, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right. That's about all I got for tonight. What have you got for me over there, Tim?
That's it? You're done?
I'm done. I'm reading stories. I'm
Mike
just gonna
drop,
make
good
fun
night,
of
world. That's
Went
it.
limp.
Wow. Wow.
You're hurtful, Fox. Keep your lumpy, toothless friends to yourself. Yeah. All right.
Yikes.
Go ahead, Timothy.
All right. Well, my girls aren't lumpy and toothless.
That is true.
You're jealous.
Well, I am. We talk about a story about a boy who has given a detailed, verified story about reincarnation. And no, he hasn't written a book and lied about it.
I used to love reincarnation instant milk.
Oh, me too. Especially the chocolate kind. If you heard a child give detailed information about a dead man's life that he could not seemingly have known through normal means, would you believe that he is that man's reincarnation? Or would you tell him to go sit in the corner, you big, big liar? I made that last part up.
No, really? It
Yeah,
felt
I
like
did.
it belonged there.
It didn't. Psychologist Dr. Elender Haraldsson, professor emeritus at the University of Iceland in Reykjavik, has long studied reincarnation. He has highlighted a case he began investigating in 2000 in which a boy named Nazi El-Danaf gave many correct details about his purported past life incarnation, rather. Dr. Haraldsson worked with a local researcher, Maj Abu. You know him?
Maj Abu.
It is. It's Majd Abu.
Kaliki Maka?
No, it's
That's Madge to you.
Maj
right,
Abu.
Madge Abu.
I'm telling you, Mr. Homer, my wife, Maj Abu, is not happy about this.
Is it Izzadeen, I believe, in Lebanon to interview the boy's family members and the family of the deceased man, Nazi, may have been. All witnesses were interviewed multiple times, several months apart, and the story remained by and large the same. The most striking testimony came from the dead man's wife, who tested the boy's knowledge of her life with her husband. At the age of about 1.5, Nazi told his mother, "I am not small, I am big, I carry 2 pistols, I carry 4 hand grenades. I am Gabadal, which is a fearless, strong person. Don't be scared by the hand grenades. I know how to handle them. I have a lot of weapons. My children are young and I want to go see them." He used words his parents didn't expect him to know at that age, showed an unusual interest in cigarettes and whiskey, talked of a mute friend. Just give him to him. He'll stay quiet.
Is he from Kentucky, did you say?
Yes, he's from Kentucky.
What, Mal?
He likes shooting a lot. Talked of a mute friend who had only one hand. He said he had a red car and said he died when people came to shoot at him. He said he was taken in an ambulance to the hospital and was given an anesthesia shot in the arm on the way. He has to go see his home in Kaberchamun, a small town that is about 10.5 miles away. Nazi has family near Kaberchamun.
Hey, Kaberchamun is what attacked Johnny Depp.
It is. And I went to them because I'm very tired today. But had never been in town itself, or in the town itself, and didn't know anyone from that town. After years of pestering, his parents finally took him to Kaberchamun when he was 6 years old in 1998. Some of his sisters went along, too. They arrived at the intersection of 6 roads in Kaberchamun. Nazi pointed to one and said to follow it. He then instructed his father to wait for the next fork in the road, then to go up to where his house is. His father, Sabir al-Danaf, did as the boys said. He was eventually forced to stop the car because the road was wet and became difficult to drive on. Nazee jumped out and ran on ahead. His father then followed him, and the women got out to talk to a local man while waiting for Nazee and Sabir to return. As the women described what Nazee had told him, the man was stunned. The details matched his deceased father. Dr. Haraldson interviewed this man. His name is, Colonel Kadaj, whose father, Fuad Assad Kadaj, had died many years earlier. Nazee was unable to recognize any of the houses ahead, so he and his father returned to the car. Kadaj asked his mother, Najdiya, to come and speak to the boy, having heard...
I know why I give these stories to Tim. All these names. Majdanaj and Pajadabaj, Chupacabra.
Having heard that the boy may be her husband's reincarnation, she tested him. She asked him, who built the foundation of this gate at the entrance of this house? Nazee replied, a man from the Faraj family, and that was correct. She asked him, who built the foundation of this gate at the entrance of this house? And Nazee replied, a man from the Faraj family, which was correct as well. She asked him if she had had any accident when they were living at the house in Ainab. Nazee said she had dislocated her shoulder one morning. He took her to the doctor when he got home from work, and she had a cast on for a while. This was correct as well. She asked him if he remembered how their daughter, Farouz, had become ill, and he said, she was poisoned from my medication, and I took her to the hospital. This as well was correct. Nazee went to a particular cupboard of his own accord and said that's where he had kept his weapons, though none were in there at the time. This is where Fuad had kept his weapons. The boy asked Fuad's widow if she remembered how their car had stopped twice on the way from Beirut to Israel, or from Beirut and Israeli soldiers, and how they had helped them start it again. This had happened indeed, and the boy had mentioned a barrel in the garden he had used to teach his wife to shoot, and ran out to see if it was still there, and it indeed was.
See, now that's fascinating to me. When you can get that deep into knowing about the lives, how do you discount reincarnation?
You really can't.
You can't when you're so specific.
I mean, this is nuts. Totally nuts. He either is a reincarnation of this woman's husband, or this kid's soul like swam through the sea of this guy's essence when he came down to the planet, and it just stuck to him for a while, because there's no way you should know all this.
Yeah. Najdiya showed Nazee a photograph of Fuad and asked, who is this? The boy then replied, this is me. I was big, but now I am small.
Uh-huh.
And that's that story.
And she said, it doesn't matter. Go mow the lawn, you bastard.
Where have you been all this time? There's a lot of stuff to do around here.
He said, here's your honey-do list.
Rub my feet.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're wrapping up our first ever live video web supernatural news edition of Darkness Radio. We'll be back with more right after this.
Monday morning.